game number 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow night in Edmonton. It's the same question. Can the Oilers stave off elimination, or will Florida, with one more victory, win its first ever Stanley Cup in franchise history? To answer those very questions, Anna Dua of the NHL joins us live right here on the early line on this Friday for what might be the final time of this hockey season. Anna, we hope that is not the case.
We'll see. It's not looking too promising right now, so this might be our swan song over here.
Anna, when you were here last week, before this series got started on a Saturday night in Sunrise, you correctly predicted that it might take Edmonton a couple of games to get used to the physicality that Florida plays with. And so far, we have seen that to the tune of 3 consecutive victories for the Panthers. The first 2, a 3-goal margin. Last night, the Panthers were up by 3 before Edmonton did make things interesting in the third and final period, only for the Panthers to prevail once more, 4-3. Has it been that physicality? Is that the main reason that Florida holds a 3-0 series advantage?
It's a little bit of goaltending for sure. There's some physicality aspect there, although Edmonton had a pretty good hits total in that third game, and they looked good. I said it would take them a couple of games to figure it out. I didn't expect it to be till the third period of game 3 when they're down in the series for them to figure it out, which is the first time I saw a flash of this team. But when you're looking at the Oilers, like the big players haven't shown up yet for Edmonton, and they have to in the series. Like Connor McDavid's got a couple assists on the board, but like you need the Leon Draisaitl's, Zach Hyman's, all these guys to be scoring goals left, right, and center, especially against a team like Florida that's so strong. It's just tough to watch. I did think it would be a little bit closer than this, I'm not going to lie, but the Panthers have been a dominant team all season long, so I'm not surprised that they're up in the series.
The questions coming into game number 3 weren't really what effort we were going to get out of Edmonton, but who was actually going to be on the ice for Florida. Barkov there taking that, shot to the head. Was it a concussion? Was it a jaw injury? He was fine for game number 3, scored a goal and an assist. Also Reinhart with a goal and assist. And he got some solid goaltending there by Bobrovsky. But the questions continue to come up where you can't just lean on B-level players to win you a Stanley Cup. The top end of the spectrum has to come to play. Is there a reason, Anna, in your eyes, that we take a look at some of these statistics on the better plays for Edmonton? Just underwhelming at this point?
I know after the season's over, we're going to learn about a lot of injuries. There's some players on Edmonton who don't really look like themselves right now, Connor McDavid specifically. So that always plays a factor this late into the year, but you can't blame that. You have to be a team that's equipped and ready to go, and Florida just is. And their depth players have shown up too. It's not just their top guys. Like Evan Rodriguez is having a great series for the Florida Panthers at the moment. So you're seeing how much value this team has up and down the lineup, and that's what I was worried about for Edmonton. Stuart Skinner hasn't been his best. It's just not looked good. Florida was the favorites coming into the series. They are such a strong team. They had such a difficult path to even get to this point and be in the Stanley Cup Final. They made it here last year and they lost. It's rare that a team makes like 2 Stanley Cup Finals back-to-back and loses both times. I feel like they have that extra motivation, but my goodness, you wonder what Edmonton's going to have to say after this is all said and done.
In the chase for that first cup in franchise history, Sergei Bobrovsky has been sensational in net for Florida. His second game in only 3 in this cup final, totaling 32 saves. The first was in game 1, a complete clean sheet. Last night, standing tall when they needed him with an Edmonton flurry late in that third period. And now, because of it, Anna, Sergei Bobrovsky minus 420 to win the Conn Smythe Award. If Florida does end up winning the Stanley Cup, as we would expect, is it Bob going home with the Conn Smythe?
I like that look. I do think that if I had to choose right now, it would be Sasha Barkov. He's just been such an impact player for this team in every series. We've seen him come back in game 3, despite some concerns whether he would play or not, and still have a phenomenal performance. He is leading them in points this postseason. So unless like Matthew Tkachuk has a really, really strong end to the finals, we don't even know how many games are left, Sasha Barkov's kind of the player that's sticking out to me right now. Maybe Sam Reinhart if you want to take a flyer. You never know in hockey. That's what's so great about the NHL is I feel like it's pretty easy to guess who the MVP trophy is going to go to in like the NBA or like the NFL, but in the NHL it really truly can go to any guy on that roster. I think Sasha Barkov would be my pick right now.
Bobrovsky with a heavy favorite right now. Now, things could change also, Anna, if we do get an extended series. If it ends on Saturday, that probably means Bob's going to get that and he'll walk away with the Conn Smythe. But if we have extra chances to stack up some of those points, we can see that. So the question is going to be, Florida is a massive favorite, minus 2,100 to win this series. Edmonton at a 10-1 price. And the series spread here for Florida to win minus 1.5 games. Typically, that's around like a plus 100 number. That's a minus 950 now because why? They're up 3-0. The Edmonton Oilers getting a game and a half at a plus 590 price. So just asking the opinion on, obviously, as commentators and on-air hosts, we love more hockey because we're fans of it. The question is, Anna, are we going to get more hockey after Saturday night?
I don't know if we're going to get a reverse sweep, if that's what you're indicating with those numbers right there. It's a tough hill for Edmonton to climb. They did make it competitive towards the end of that game. I know they want to win a game on home ice for their fans in Game 4. Like, that arena is rocking and rolling. That city's just so passionate. They have a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Final. Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup in a long time. So at the very least, I really do hope that they pull one win out in Game 4 to give their fans some positive light in this Stanley Cup Final. We don't want to see a sweep, but if you ask me overall, the Florida Panthers are just so dominant. Stuart Skinner's always been a concern for Edmonton. It's kind of showing up right now. Their big guys aren't performing. I don't love what I've seen from them. If they had one win so far and it was 2-1, then I would have seen maybe the series going to 6 or 7 if they made the proper adjustments. It's just too late right now. They'd be lucky to get like 5.
Unlike in the NBA, where we have never seen a team overcome an 0-3 series deficit in a best-of-7 postseason set, we have seen it 4 times in Stanley Cup playoff history, including in the Cup Final way back in 1942 for Anadua's Toronto Maple Leafs a very long time ago. So, Anna, it is game number 4. Tomorrow night in Edmonton, inside Rogers Place, the Oilers are booked as a very slight home favorite. If Edmonton is going to stave off elimination and force a 5th game back in Sunrise, what needs to change tomorrow night?
They just need to not make mistakes. They need to hunker down and play like the Florida Panthers style of hockey. They need to defend the Panthers well. They need to help out their goaltender here. Like, he's not having a good series. So their defense really has to step up. Their two-way players have to step up because Florida's been the dominant team throughout this entire series and this entire Stanley Cup Final. It's just about not making mistakes, playing a clean game, and just getting some of these guys, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman, Leon Draisaitl, one of these guys to get something going for this team. One win will be a lot for the Edmonton Oilers, and they really have to get one, man. On home ice, their fans deserve one win.
If we put you on the spot, Anna, and you had one player to score a goal on Saturday night, which player would you choose?
I'm going Zach Hyman. Like, it's an easy answer for you right there. He has been phenomenal this postseason. He's been phenomenal during the regular season. If the Edmonton Oilers play the style of hockey that got them to this point, Zach Hyman should be on the score sheet. So let's hope that happens.
Plus 120, Zach Hyman, the shortest price to find the net tomorrow night against Florida and get one past Sergei Bobrovsky. Plus 145 for Connor McDavid. As Anna said earlier in the segment, 3 assists so far in the Stanley Cup Final, including 2 last night, and did assist on the only goal for Edmonton in game number 2, but hasn't scored a goal yet in this Cup Final. It was supposed to be the Connor McDavid coronation. Can it happen in game number 4 in Edmonton? Anna Dua of the NHL, we appreciate the time as always. Enjoy tomorrow night. Enjoy the game in Edmonton, and maybe we'll talk again next week if this series does extend.
Thank you.